What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of StoneBlock. Oh yeah, guys. So last episode, we ended up making the Infinity Catalyst, I believe is what this was called. We were able to make, the Infinity Catalyst. And now we should be able to start getting to the point where we can make Infinity Ingots, since these have EMC, and we can just start duplicating them rather than making all of this crazy stuff that goes into each one of these. Problem is, this thing is really expensive for EMC. So what we're left with right now is we need to come up with a way that we're going to start generating a crazy amount of EMC. So pretty much the way we've been collecting EMC up until this point is we have a lot of these emerald chickens up here, right? And they're being affected by a dark matter pedestal with the watch of flowing time on it. So they're going quite quickly and we're generating a lot of emeralds, right? Well, yeah, we are. We have a lot of these roosts all the way down to here. It's not all the way filled out, but yeah, we are collecting quite a decent amount of emerald right now. If we look here, we have 197 blocks of emerald, and this should just be going up every now and then, unless we are capped out. In fact, we might be. I don't know if our emerald supply is even going up at this point. Yeah, I think we might have reached the limit on the compacting drawer. Somewhere around here, we have a compacting drawer with emerald. It's right there. Yeah, I think we're at the very end of the line here, and this can't hold anymore. So we're just kind of wasting the emeralds. Now, we could solve this if we wanted to by extracting out the emerald blocks and putting that into some kind of like a deep storage unit or something. Oops, I hit a button. Putting that in like a deep storage unit onto a storage bus for the refined storage system to see, or, you know, various other things. But essentially what we want to do is we want to find an item that has a high EMC value, like these, and start pumping emeralds into a matter condenser, or an energy condenser, I guess. Pump the emeralds into here, filling up this bar and trying to make the really expensive items. That way we have large EMC storage and a lot fewer items, right? So I kind of want to start looking at doing something along those lines. So if we grab this Infinity Catalyst, we can set this as our pattern here. And you can see, oops, there we go. So the bar isn't even, you don't even see any green on this bar with how much this thing takes compared to how much is in there. So it is going to take quite a lot of emerald for us to make a second one of these. Now this is 3.4 billion. Now if we go to the emerald blocks, how much do we have here? We do have enough to make at least 7 of them, 8 of them, you know, whatever. But then we're going to have like no emerald supply left over. So I think what's probably going to be the best bet here is to take what we're doing with these guys and set it up in like a more compact, like dedicated thing specifically for making Infinity Catalysts. Now, I'm pretty sure the best place for us to do that would be in the mining dimension. So I think it's probably going to be, I think that's probably where we're going to go ahead and set that up. So energy condenser, Mark II. I think we have them over here. Yeah, we have a Mark II. Okay, we have this guy. And then we're going to need a bunch of our roosts. And we'll grab those since we have them already. And then we're going to need emerald chickens. Now I can start removing the emerald chickens from here since they're not really doing anything. Oh my god, they're going to fill up my hotbar. Yeah, they're not really doing anything at this point because we can't store anymore, right? So I might as well grab these guys. They're not really doing a whole lot of stuff here for us. All right, so that is quite a lot of them. All right, so that should be enough for us to try and do an experiment here. Then we're also going to need to get ourselves more watches of flowing time, and we are also going to need to get ourselves more of the dark matter pedestals, but that's stuff that we will figure out here in a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and find a spot for us to set these down and start working out how we can generate a lot of EMC quite quickly. All right, guys, so we set down a bunch of our roosts and we filled them with the emerald chickens, and I made a bunch of these watches of flowing time. I kind of want to see like what the maximum production speed would be for all these guys. You can see right now that they are getting quite full of emerald. They've been sitting here for a minute while I try to think of different ways to do stuff here. But anyway, we can grab all these emeralds out of here. In fact, we're going to need to. I was going to try and use this roost collector, which grabs items from nearby roosts, but as you can see, it is going quite slow. Yeah, that doesn't really pull out emeralds at the speed that we would need them pulled out. So that's not really going to work. In fact, what I'm going to do here, let's just... Oh, I can't just double click like that. We'll just throw all these away. I just want all these roosts pretty much emptied at this point so we can kind of see what's going on here. And then we got to figure out a faster way to collect the items from these roosts. In the overworld, we're just using item Ender IO conduits, right? And that seems to work for the speed that we are going, but I think we're going to be going way above and beyond that speed. All right, so now this roost collector should be able to handle the amount of emeralds that it's currently producing. It should be fine. Let's get rid of that stuff, get rid of these. Okay. Get rid of that. So normally our emeralds are produced this quickly. It's not that fast. We can hit this button here. I don't know why that's off my bar. Hit this button here, and then they go a lot faster. Now, we've seen before that the watches of flowing time stack. So we turn on like 4 of them, they go a lot faster, and you can keep going and make like ludicrous speed here, right? Okay, so that's pretty good. But again, we're stuck with the problem that this thing doesn't really collect that quickly. Yeah, I don't know, maybe if this thing is affected by the watches of flowing time, it would extract out faster, but I'm kind of thinking we need a different solution here. I kind of feel like maybe the best way to go about doing this would to be having these extracted using translocators into a drawer controller slave, each one of these having its own slave to be extracted into. And then all of that's connected to maybe a compacting drawer, and then we are extracting the blocks out of that. So it'd be a lot fewer items that we're extracting out, and then we can dump that into our EMC energy collector, right? I kind of feel like that's what I want to do. Yeah, I was kind of like playing around with this for a second, trying to see what it would be like having this going. We are definitely going to need a really fast way of collecting all of these items, and I don't know if there is a faster way of getting all the items out of there. It would be super awesome if there was something like the was that the old I can't think of the name of the mod, the routers that we used to have in modded Minecraft, where you could check the connected inventories and be able to pull items out immediately. That would be really neat, but we don't really have something like that. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and make the change here. I'm going to move everything forward a couple blocks so we're all within this one chunk, so we can just load this, and then have these dumping into their own controller slave, which is going to go into a compacting drawer. We'll see how that works. All right, guys, so here's pretty much the same setup we had before. We have our roosts with our emerald chickens in it. We have translocators on the back with glowstone so they can pull out stacks at a time going into the controller slave. You can see every now and then emeralds are coming through, and they are being collected into our drawers right here, into this one compacting drawer. So we've collected 20 blocks of emeralds in the time since I had this thing set up. And we do have one controller, our drawer controller here. We have oak trim to connect everything up. And then again, these are all just going into the controller slaves over there. Okay, so we should be able to turn this thing on and start seeing the numbers over here start increasing. So let's turn just one on. Look at how many emeralds are coming through. We're getting them quite quickly. So what are we doing over here for numbers? So we are getting blocks of emerald, I'd say fairly significantly fast, right? That's really good. Let's try turning on a second one, see what happens. Now we are getting them, well, obviously faster. We're up to 3 stacks, nearly 4 stacks of emerald blocks now. Okay, so let's start cranking it up. Let's do a full row here. I am kind of concerned that we'll be generating a lot of lag, because that's going to be affecting like the translocators and stuff, which might start causing problems. I don't know, but it seems like everything's working okay at this point. So I think we're just gonna turn on another row here and see what happens. So now we're generating emerald blocks really ridiculously fast. Okay, we have one more row and then we can keep adding more of these. But I am very concerned about the lag that we're gonna be generating. Okay, so we are collecting stacks of emerald blocks, a full stack about 1 a second right now. That is absolutely ridiculously awesome. Okay, so now that we have this going on, we should be able to take our energy condenser and then put this, so I don't know, right here. We will set up a item translocator between here, and obviously we're gonna want a piece of glowstone. We're gonna grab 1 block of emerald, and we will set down the extraction as a filter, so it should only pull out the blocks themselves. Then we want to set an infinity catalyst here and press the button. So now all of those are going in there. Is that doing? It seems to only be doing 1 at a time. Okay, hold on a second. Let's unpress the button. Maybe I did this wrong. Maybe I need to set the filter on this side? Or do I need to put a full stack of blocks in there for it to filter? No, that just says emerald. What about on the sending one? Oh, you can do, oh, okay. So you can do stacks over here, and you can just set the filter on the other side. I see. Well, let's get rid of this. Let's see what happens when we press this button. Okay. Are we getting... Okay, now we're getting stacks of blocks. And you can see this bar is filling up quite quickly right now. How are we doing on production? Okay, so we have now emptied out every emerald. We're now putting them into this as fast as we're generating. So really what we need to do at this point is to ramp up our emerald production. Either add more watches of flowing times, more roosts, something along those lines, but this looks like a pretty good way for us to start being able to generate these things. But yeah, we definitely want them faster. All right, guys, so I've expanded the operation just a little bit. We added another side to this, and we could add in even another side right here if we wanted to go a little bit further. But yeah, we have more controller slaves connected to our same drawer network, right? And all of these extra watches of flowing time and all these extra roosts. And we are collecting emeralds very, very quickly. Let's turn this off for just a second. And we look at the controller, you can see how fast we are gaining stacks of emerald blocks. It is ridiculously awesome. So you press the button, we can see that we are extracting out faster than we are generating. So there is a little bit more room for improvement here, I do believe. But also if we look in here, you can see there's always like a little bit left. Like we are producing blocks, I think slightly faster than this thing could accept the blocks. Maybe, I'm not exactly sure how that works. But yeah, it seems like before you put things in there and then this stack goes away, but now we're always seeing a little bit. So I don't know. Anyway, you can see that we are collecting EMC quite quickly now. We're up to 16 infinity catalysts, which is amazing. So I was kind of poking around here a minute ago, looking at this world breaker. So we needed a bunch of these ingots in order to make this thing, right? And each one of these ingots requires a bunch of these infinity catalysts. I believe it's 11, right? To make one of these. And I was like, well, hold on a second. What can we do with infinity ingot? There is no EMC value on it, but if we look at the uses for it, we can see we can turn it into a block, no EMC value. We can use it in all the extreme crafting recipes. And I was like, smelting. Molten infinity. Okay, so does anything that we can make molten infinity out of have EMC? And I was checking all of these things and it doesn't look like it. And then I clicked on this tab. So we can make florbs, that's cool, no EMC. But molten infinity bucket has 224 EMC on it. Hold on a second. So we need 1,000 millibuckets of molten infinity, and then we can make a molten infinity bucket. Okay, so if this actually works, this changes the game because we can shut down what we're doing right now and just EMC one of these things, and then we have all of the infinity, right? Yeah, I kind of feel like that's where we want to go with this whole operation. Another thing, I was checking out the lag that we're generating here. It's quite significant. If we do a slash, well, let me do a F3D to clear the chat log. So we can do a slash COFH TPS, and we can see the current TPS that this generating right here. So yeah, we have 12.12 TPS here in the mining world. That's not good. You want this always to be 20, otherwise you're generating a lot of lag. Also, you can see here the milliseconds. You want that to be under 50 milliseconds. Yeah, we're running at 60% speed in this dimension right now. Overall, it is taking down the entire game's TPS. Overworld looks fine though, and the quarry dimension is fine. All these other things are fine, but yeah, we are generating a lot of lag right here with our EMC generation. That's something to take into consideration, especially if you're playing on a server, that you'll be affecting other people by doing something like this. But anyway, I am kind of curious though to experiment we can get these things pretty fast at this point. I do want to see if we can make a molten infinity bucket. I think that's going to be pretty awesome. If we can do that, yeah, we have just won the game. Okay. So let's go back to infinity ingot. We want to make one of these, and that's extreme crafting. So we need neutronium ingots and we need crystal matrix. I think we got plenty of crystal matrix and neutronium as well. All right, so our extreme crafting table, I think, is over here. Yep, we'll do that. Press the button, and there is one infinity ingot. Now, it did say we needed 1,000 millibuckets in order to make the bucket of molten infinity. So we're gonna need a few more ingots of this stuff, actually. So it's 144 millibuckets per ingot. So we need like about 9-ish, 7, 8, something like that. Anyway, we're gonna need a few of these ingots, so I guess we won't be able to test this out right away, but that is definitely something that I would like to see if we can do. I was thinking we could do it right now, but I guess we can't. We did complete another quest though, so let's go ahead and claim this quest, and we'll pop our loot chest, get some alchemical bags. That's pretty cool. It says ultra rare. I believe we did get these before, right? Alchemical, yeah, we've gotten those once before. Okay, so now we have 2 of those. I'm actually kind of surprised those don't have EMC on them either. All right, well, yeah, I was kind of thinking that we'd be able to make the molten infinity bucket right now, but apparently we can't. So I do want to kind of wait until we're able to make a few more of these ingots and then go ahead and check it out and see if we can duplicate infinity. Be right back, guys. Well, I figure while we're waiting on the infinity catalyst to come in so we can make more of our infinity ingots, we have 2 of them now. I was figuring while we wait on that, we could take a look at one of these other plus Tinker's construct buckets and see if we can duplicate this. Because that would probably be a pretty good sure way of telling that we can do the same thing with the molten infinity. So let's take, I don't know, Terra Steel. So we need 1,000 millibuckets of Terra Steel. Let's just grab a Terra Steel block. Grab one of those, and we'll grab a bucket. Okay, so now we just need to put that over into our smeltery over here. It looks like everything is turned off. We'll throw that in here. We'll make sure that can melt down, and then we will pour that onto a bucket right there, which should fill it up. All right, well, that's taking a little bit of time to melt down, but yeah, here we go. Here's 1 blocks, 1 bucket plus 296 millibuckets of molten Terra Steel. Let's pour that onto this bucket, which should fill this up, okay? And now we have extra Terra Steel in here, which I can just break and delete that, but that's fine. So let's go see if we can learn this. So if we put this here, it says that we learned it. Terra Steel. Uh-oh, I don't think we can do it, guys. Well, hold on, there's still another option. We can try putting it into one of these. Yeah, it just gives us buckets back. It doesn't give us the Terra Steel. Is there a way that we can make it give us more Terra Steel, I wonder? Wait, why? These buckets aren't stacking either. These are Minecraft Forge buckets. As opposed to, why? Okay, hold on a second. Bucket, what are these? These are just Minecraft buckets, but these don't stack. What happens if I try and pour or use this? Nothing. Okay, well that is different then. Okay, I'm not exactly sure what we can do about this. I feel like there probably is a way for us to get around it, but I'm not exactly sure what that way is. It does say transmutable. So what does transmutable mean on this? That one says transmutable. What about the other bucket? When you hold shift, does it say the same thing? Oh, that's the wrong one. This one. It does say transmutable as well. It's also interesting the Minecraft Forge one costs less. It has less EMC. Okay, well, I'm going to play around with this a little bit more. I'm glad I didn't waste all of my infinity ingots testing out this theory. Terra Steel doesn't matter. We have chickens that are producing that, but I feel like there probably is a way that we can still dupe this, but I'm going to give it a little bit more time here, see what I can come up with, and we'll be back, guys. So I was playing around for a little while, trying to come up with some kind of way for us to make more infinity, and I can't really see an obvious solution, or maybe a not so obvious solution that I might know how to. I can't really see a solution to get more infinity ingots, or infinity blocks, or the infinity liquid. Yeah, that's kind of a bummer. So we are going to have to wait until we get all the infinity catalysts to make all the infinity ingots for all the stuff that requires that. I did, however, set up an ender chest in the mining dimension for our infinity catalyst. So every time we collect one there, it automatically gets extracted out of the energy condenser, put into the ender chest, the white, this one right here, gets put in there, which gets extracted into our refined storage system. And we can see how many infinity catalysts we have in our system at all time, which is great. So I don't have to keep warping back and forth to the mining dimension to get these things. So yeah, we've gotten 7 infinity ingots so far. We need a total of 19 of those in order for us to make the, what is it called? The world breaker. So I don't really want to wait a few more hours till we get all these things. Like, we will get it, and we'll probably have enough next episode. But what I think we should do is start working on trying to kill the Chaos Guardian. What we're trying to do is unlock this Tome of Knowledge, right? So a Tome of Knowledge requires a transmutation tablet. It does require a chaotic core, and it requires an Endless Pearl. These are easy. The transmutation tablet, I don't think we've made yet, but we should be able to do after we fight the Chaos Guardian a couple times. And then the chaotic core, this is the part that we're trying to get to right now. We need chaos shards, so we have to go kill the dragon once. Now, the reason why I wanted to make the world breaker first is if you destroy the core of the island with the world breaker, you get like 20 of these things per island, as opposed to just the 3 or 4 or 5 or whatever it is when you do when you break with the normal pickaxe. So yeah, it would be a lot faster for us to use a world breaker, but for us to unlock all of the EMC knowledge, I think it makes sense for us to go fight one dragon. So in order for us to proceed, we really want to get infinity on this bow. I was kind of looking at this a minute ago. I didn't see what it actually cost for the infinity, but I was looking at doing this a minute ago. So we do need grains of infinity and some lapis. 4 grains, 15 lapis. Okay. Infinity. So there's some grains and some lapis. Put all that stuff. Oh, we need a written book. Do we have one over here? Book and quill? Does not look like it. Can we make a book and quill? There we go. Do we have the stuff? We do. Awesome. And I will just go and learn it over here so we never have to make any more of these things again. Awesome. And then we'll just stick it back in here. Like so. Okay. So now we have this, and that costs 17 levels, so we can't quite do it yet. And there we go. So now with the grains of infinity and lapis in here, we can get ourselves an infinity book. Very good. And then we need to put that onto our draconic bow so we can shoot all the time. And there we go. Only costs 4 levels. So now I should be able to fire as many as I want. So we can go back into our bow here. We go into this thing and click that thing. So we can do arrow base damage. We can bring that down or all the way up. And of course, we're going to want that up. There's shockwave, there's explosion. All these things cost a little bit more power. Another thing you can do with this bow, I'm fairly sure, is you can put multi-shot on there. I think we saw that just a minute ago. Let's scroll back. Yeah, multi-shot right here. So that requires skeletal contractor in order to make that thing. And I think it's a pretty good idea to do this because you can shoot more arrows at once. Like, you don't have to do this, obviously. But I think it's a pretty good idea to do it. So that requires energized bimetal and soul machine, soul attuned dye blend. Oh boy, this is even more stuff that we need to do. All of that for the soul, or I guess the slice and splice in order to make the skeletal contractor. Oh boy, okay. Well, I think that is something that we can do. So organic brown dye comes from twigs and prunes. Do we already have organic? We have the green and we have the black. We don't have the brown. Okay, so we want to make ourselves then the slice and splice, this guy right here. So back to this. So we need organic brown dye. which comes from twigs and prunings, or cocoa beans. I think cocoa beans have EMC. If we can do that, that'd be a lot simpler. Cocoa beans plus slime plus pulverized charcoal, which has EMC. All these things would have EMC. Okay, so do we have cocoa beans? We do. Slime. We do. Charcoal. Or coal. And we got that. So I think we should be okay. Let's go ahead and learn this and get it a whole stack. We'll put the rest of those away. We'll learn these that we have, and then we'll learn this and fill out our stack. There we go. Okay, so that should be about everything. Which machine did that go into? Let's go back to this real quick. That was the alloy smelter. Okay, so alloy smelter, we'll put all of these things in here, and then we need some kind of a capacitor. That's kind of weird. Do you see this repeating pattern thing here and here and here? I wonder what that is. I don't know if does it do that on all these machines? I guess it does. Huh. Weird. Okay, so we need to get ourselves some more capacitor banks. Or not capacitor banks, octadic capacitors. We'll make, oh, we don't have enough stuff in there. We'll do that, we'll do this. Now, do we have enough stuff for 2 of those? We are missing some pulverized coal. Well, I know where we can get some of that quite quickly. We will grab another stack, throw that in here, do one of those, and octadic capacitor will make 2 of those. So we have one for both of our machines. Awesome. All right, so now that we have that, oh, now we have to listen to the sound. Okay, so now we can put one in here, we can put one over here, and then this thing's gonna start up making our organic brown dye. Very good. Okay, so now that that is being taken care of, what else do we need here? The organic black, which we have. Quartz powder we can get pretty easily. And soul powder. So we need solarium ingots crushed down. We can do that in the pulverizer. That's fine. All right, let's grab some solarium. Oh, we don't have solarium. Oh boy. So how do we get ourselves solarium? Is there a chicken for that? Solarium chicken, that comes from soul sand plus gold. Okay. Soul sand plus gold. So I know we have soul sand and I know we have gold. Let's see, we have a glowstone. The gold one looks like a zombie pigman. And then the soul sand I feel like is down here somewhere. This one? That's Ardite. I will find it eventually. That's another wart. It's gotta be further this way then. Soul sand, soul sand. You found it. Okay. So now we can do this and this together and then make it the baby, making a lot of these guys. There we go. There's solarium. That's what we're looking for. Awesome. Okay, so now that I have that, I will go ahead and 10 those and we'll be back, guys. All right, guys. So we have ourselves a slice and splice now, and we're currently powering it up. I just made ourselves another octadic capacitor. So now we should be able to put these items in there. Yeah, and it should be able to do the thing now. Should be able to make all these items. So there's one. Oh, you know what? I want to do space click. Oh, can you not space click into these? Okay, well, I guess we'll have to do it this way. Now, we could easily set up a recipe for this, but I'm not sure how many more of these items that we're going to need other than the 4 specifically for the multi-shot. It says we have 2 in there right now. Okay, yeah, that's right. I don't have this automatically extracting into our refined storage system. So we just have to do one more of these, I do believe, for the multi-shot. 4, I believe, was the highest that we could do. And then, there we go. Awesome. So that is done. We come over here. We need to get ourselves one of the books. Book and quills. All right, probably some lapis as well. Grab a stack of that. So we can do this, that one. And there's a multi-shot 4. Okay. I think we'll go ahead and make that, and we will add that to our bow as well. We have 50 levels of experience. We should be able to do it, except it just does not go on this bow. Oh boy. That's too bad. The bow will fire additional arrows with each shot. Only 1 arrow is consumed. But it doesn't go on the draconic bow. Okay, well, that's disappointing. expected it to be able to go on there, but apparently it does not want us to do that. Okay, so we just wasted a bunch of time making multi-shot for no reason. Well, now you guys know not to do this in your own world. It's a public service announcement. Don't do this in your own world. Otherwise, you're just going to waste your time. All right, guys. Tell you what, I think we're going to go ahead and wait till next episode to take on the Chaos Guardian. We've reached the end of today's episode. Yeah, we are just about there. Once we kill the Chaos Guardian, we will be able to collect ourselves the Chaos Core, make ourselves, or the Chaos Shard, make the Chaos Core, and then we should be able to unlock the Tome of Knowledge, which is going to be super, super awesome. In the meantime, I'm going to try and let the game run a little bit and get some more of these Infinity Catalysts, since that has taken quite a while for us to get the amount that we need in order to make that world breaker. But anyway, guys, that's going to do it for today. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to leave a like on the episode if you liked it, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye.